For the first time in modern history, millions of Americans feel something they cannot ignore. They fear they may work until the day they die. Not because they want to. Because the math leaves them with no choice. Think about that. You spend your entire adult life doing what everyone told you to do. You work. You save. You try to be responsible. You hope for a normal retirement. Then you check your savings, or you calculate your future income, and the truth hits you. You may never be able to stop. Let me ask you something simple. If you lost your job today and had to live on your savings, how long could you last? A year? A few months? A few weeks? Type your honest answer in the comments. You will see how widespread this fear is. Because America is not heading toward a retirement problem. We are already in one. It is a slow crisis that grows every year, and it sits under almost every major economic trend. This crisis has 5 drivers. Each one works against the idea of retirement. When they stack together, they create one outcome: lifelong work. The first driver is the most basic one. We are living longer while saving less. In the 1950s, the average American lived to about 68. Today, many people live well into their 70s, and 80s longer life is a gift, but it requires more savings. Retirement is no longer 10 years. It can be 20 or 30 years. But here is the problem. Most people are not prepared. The Federal Reserve says that people between 55 and 64 have a median retirement balance of about $134,000. That number feels large. It is not. At the average cost of living in the United States, that money can run out in 3 to 5 years, and about half of all households in that age group have even less. Some have nothing. Ask yourself this: do your savings grow faster than your expenses? Or do you feel like your savings shrink every year even when you try to add to them? The second driver is the pressure on Social Security. This is the part many people do not want to think about. Social Security was designed for a time when life expectancy was much shorter and the worker-to-retiree ratio was very high. Today, both numbers have flipped. The Social Security Trustees report says the trust fund will not be able to pay full benefits by the year 2033. Once that point arrives, the program can only pay about 77% of the promised amount unless new laws change the funding. That means a retiree who planned on $1,800 a month may receive around $1,350 instead. Most people build their retirement plan on 2 sources: Social Security and personal savings. When both fall short, work becomes the fallback plan. Not by choice, but by necessity. The third driver is medical spending. This one is the most crushing. Healthcare in the United States is expensive at every age. It becomes extreme after age 60. A recent study shows the average couple will need more than $300,000 in retirement for healthcare alone. That number does not include long-term care. A single year in a nursing home can cost around $100,000 or more. Even with Medicare, retirees still spend thousands each year on premiums, deductibles, and uncovered services. Many people never plan for this level of cost. One serious illness can wipe out years of savings. Once that happens, older workers return to the workforce or stay in it far past the age they expected. Have you ever paid a medical bill over several months because it was too large for one payment? Imagine getting that same bill when you are 70. The fourth driver is housing. The place you live, the place you feel safe, becomes a rising monthly battle. Since the 1980s, housing costs in the United States have climbed more than 150%. During the same period, wages rose about 20% after adjusting for inflation. Rent has gone up in nearly every state. Many people now spend 30 or 40% of their income on rent or mortgage payments. Even homeowners feel the squeeze from rising taxes, insurance premiums, and maintenance. This is why older workers are staying in the workforce. The Labor Department says people who are 65 and older are now the fastest growing group of workers. They compete for part-time jobs. They take customer service roles. They work in warehouses. They return to jobs they once retired from. They do what they must to keep a roof over their head. Ask yourself, if your housing cost keeps rising every year, will you be able to retire on your planned schedule? Or will you need extra income to fill the gap? The fifth driver is the decline of pensions and the shift to self-funded retirement. Few decades ago, many private sector workers had pensions. Companies contributed to retirement and promised steady income for life. In the 1980s, more than 60% of private sector workers had a pension. Today, less than 4% do. The entire responsibility for retirement moved from employers to employees. But wages did not grow fast enough to match that shift. Most people rely on a 401k or IRA. But the Department of Labor says the average 401k balance is around $112,000. That is not enough to stop working. Not in this economy. Not with medical costs at record levels. Not with Social Security under stress. Not with housing rising faster than wages. Retirement became a personal project. For millions, that project never had a chance. Now that we have covered the 5 major drivers, let us look at how these forces affect real life. First, people who plan to retire at 65 are pushing the date further. Many now say they will retire at 70. Others say 75. Some say they do not expect to retire at all. They change their plans because their savings cannot keep up with inflation and medical bills. They stay in the workforce because they do not have another option. Second, more seniors carry debt. In the past, people entered retirement with a paid-off home and minimal loan balances. Today, many people over 60 still owe tens of thousands of dollars on mortgages, car loans, or credit cards. Interest rates make it worse. A higher rate on a credit card balance can turn a small debt into a long-term burden. If a retiree still needs to make monthly payments, they need a job to cover them. Third, older Americans are working physically demanding jobs. Warehouse work, stocking, delivery, food service. These roles strain the body. They also limit how long a person can work. This creates a brutal loop. People work longer because they need money. Their health suffers because the job is hard. The health bills then grow. That pushes them back into work again. Fourth, the job market for older workers is unstable. Some companies value older workers for their experience. Others cut them out for being more expensive. Many older workers feel they must compete with younger applicants, lower-wage contractors, or automated systems. This creates stress and uncertainty that follows them for years. Fifth, many Americans fear that their retirement accounts will not survive market swings. A sudden drop in the stock market can erase years of gains. A retiree cannot wait 10 years for the market to recover. They may need income right away. Market risk adds another layer of fear to an already fragile plan. This crisis does not hit one age group. It hits everyone. People in their 30s and 40s already worry about the future. They watch rent rise. They watch medical bills rise. They watch older relatives struggle. They know the system shifted. They know that working forever is no longer a rare story. It is becoming normal. Ask yourself this. If nothing changed in your income for the next 5 years, and the cost of living kept rising at the same pace, would you feel closer to retirement or farther from it? Type your answer in the comments. You will see a pattern. So what does the future look like if nothing changes? Workers in their 60s and 70s will stay in jobs far longer. Some will work part-time. Others will work full-time. People who expected a peaceful retirement will still face alarms, commutes, and deadlines. Families will see 3 generations working at the same time. People will delay doctor visits to save money. Savings accounts will run thin. The idea of retirement will move from a normal goal to a rare privilege. This is not a personal failure. It is a structural one. You did not control wage growth. You did not control inflation. You did not create the housing crisis or the medical crisis. You did not choose to live in a system where pensions vanished and Social Security moved toward shortfall. You are reacting to forces that sit above you. If this video helped you see why so many Americans feel trapped in lifelong work, hit like. Share it with someone who keeps hoping things will fix themselves. And subscribe for clear and honest talk about how the economy shapes your future. This channel is for people who want the truth early, not comfort late.